Hi YouTube and welcome back to my Let's Play World of Warcraft on Wednesdays. Alrighty, so this week we are doing the Nexus in Koldara and the Wrath of the Lich King 5-mans. And this week I'm actually doing this one on heroic mode. I actually finally figured out how to run these things in heroic mode so that I wouldn't miss certain bosses that are only available in heroic. So with that, I actually will have all the bosses in this one. I could go back and replay some of the ones from Burning Crusade where I missed some of the bosses because I wasn't in heroic, but I'm not going to bother. But yay for heroic mode. So I'm going to probably play as many dungeons as I can in heroic mode. I can probably do all the Wrath of the Lich King ones in heroic. We'll see how many of them I can get through with Cataclysm in heroic before I have to switch back to normal mode, you know, in order to actually get through them. But for now, I think the heroic mode, because I actually went in here in normal mode and then switched it to heroic just to see the difference, and it doesn't feel any more difficult, so... Anywho, so yes, we're approaching the first boss here. He's one of these guys in the ice. They're in a stasis chamber or something, I think is what this is supposed to be. And you have to attack them. I think if you walk up too close to them, they unfreeze as well. At least if you're at level, you can aggro them that way. But otherwise, you can attack them from a distance, and they'll unfreeze as well. And there he is. There's the boss. The little dwarf there. He's a little tougher than the rest of them, but you know, he's one of those. He's, you know, obviously he's a optional heroic boss. You'll see there's a book on the floor, and I can't interact with it. We're actually finally getting to a stage of the dungeons where I've actually done the quests with this character. This particular instance, I think, is one of the first 5-mans I ran with my guild with this character, and that's when I started transitioning away from my healer and started playing almost exclusively with my Death Knight. So that explains why there's no quests for me to pick up. I'm just gonna run through and kill things. Once I get my paladin to level 90, I'm currently offline, off of YouTube, leveling my paladin, and she has not obviously run any of these quests for the most part. I don't think I've run a lot of the dungeons with her, and so I may at some point in the future. I don't know if people are interested in like actually seeing the quests and doing the, you know, delivering the quests and that kind of thing, or if, you know, the interesting part is just me running through the dungeon. But I could always switch to having her run through these once she hits level 90. So leave me a comment in the comments below and let me know if that's at all interesting or not. And here I'm going through all the trash mobs. I don't remember if you had to kill these guys in order to take on the boss, otherwise they attack and stuff. I don't remember if that's true or not, but I remember my guild, we always killed all of these mobs first before going after the boss in here. And I don't remember if that was the reason or we just decided to clear the room first before taking her on. Because she was a pretty tough fight initially, because you take her on and she splits into 3, and there's a whole bunch of phases that she goes through, and I remember she was pretty tough, and I remember dying a lot initially as I was learning how to be a melee player, going from the healing to the melee DPS. So yep, there's her three versions. That was her first phase there, but she was almost dead when she phased into that, so she should yep, there she goes. She's just dead. Normally that fight actually takes quite a while to do at level, because she goes through a number. She can go through that split phase 2 or 3 times, depending on how quickly you're killing her and stuff. But obviously I killed her quickly enough that she could only phase once. Maybe in normal mode I would have killed her even faster than that. I don't know. But it was pretty quick. Alright, moving right along into the Rift, and we go against Anomalous is the guy's name. But I gotta kind of clear these platforms on my way because they're a little too cramped. I can't get past these guys without having to attack them, so might as well take them on, all these dragonkin. Thankfully they're not too tough, even at level they weren't too tough as I recall. Alrighty, so I got another group of them here, including a chaotic rift. There's all sorts of stuff going on in this room. All sorts of anomalous things, so to speak, which I guess makes makes the boss being anomalous appropriate. Alrighty, so, and I'm just kind of doing this the way my guild used to do it. It's like we just jump down here instead of taking the ramp. Taking out these guys and then having to go up the ramp on the platform where Anomalous is. There we go. Lots of floaty things all over the place. This was actually one of my fun, another fun one that I used to like, running with the guild. It's fun because each boss encounter is so different. Like each room is so different, so you get a lot of variety in here and stuff. So it was always interesting to run it because it was such a hodgepodge mix of different things. I mean, you saw the first guy was a little dwarf. Then you got the sorceress in the previous area. Now we've got this big rift area with this energy anomalous creature thing that we're attacking. And then the final boss is in an area that's full of kind of tree, kind of crystalline trees and stuff. Oh yeah, this guy has the. He also phases, and you had to take out those chaotic rifts while he's in the one phase, because he's immune during that part of the attack and everything. But again, still pretty easy. So yeah, we got two more bosses, and I got the weird crystal boss in the crystal tree area, and then I was going to jump down. I'm like, oops, wrong side. Thankfully, I always look before I jump. That would have been embarrassing. And then finally, the final boss is actually a big dragon. And I remember that one in particular was a very difficult fight. Because it was one of those, I forget exactly what she does during the fight, but I remember that you have to keep moving. If you don't keep moving, then there's a certain attack that she does that can really cause a lot of damage and kill you. Which, was a problem for me initially because I was still learning how to melee, and it was, I was used to being a healer, so I was used to standing back and standing still and just kind of shooting my healing spells at people. And so all of a sudden having to learn how to attack and move at the same time to constantly keep moving was interesting. Alright, so here we go. Like I said, big crystal foresty thing in here. I'm just kind of running through, collecting a bunch of mobs, and then attacking them as a group. It's faster that way. And I'm taking out a couple of these crystalline protectors, even though I guess I don't really need to, but... Alright, just keep moving. There's all these little flowers that I've got to take out as well. But again, I'm just kind of running through and just kind of collecting them, and once I get a good enough group going, then here we go. Now I'll just attack the group. Unfortunately, I can't get past all of them without... Oh yeah, and I accidentally aggro this guy with one of my spells. Whoops. Oh well. They're not hurting me that badly, so it's not a big deal. Alright, moving right along. So, there he is. Big brute. Ormrock, I think, yeah. Basically a pile of crystals with legs. And then there's a patrol here, a rapat, as we would call them. And, normally we would, normally you'd wait until the pat was out of the way, take the pat out, and then take out the boss. But since they really posed no threat, I didn't bother. Alrighty. Now there's a shortcut around here somewhere, and at first I was like, okay, where is the shortcut? I know there's a shortcut. Looking for it. I just passed it, but I didn't see it. Like, where is that darn shortcut? So let's start using the map. Is it down this way? Oops, nope, going the wrong direction. It's like, there it is. Go back up there. Open your eyes. That's one of my problems, is it's like I'm looking at it, and here it's like it looks like a wall, and then I finally realized that this wall is actually a tunnel. I'm like, oh, okay, now I see it. Completely missed it the first time around. And then I run right into the wall, and I'm like, where am I? I'm lost. I should be able to jump down. I'm like, oh, no, never mind, there it is. Alright, so there's the shortcut. And that gets me back out to the, to where the dragon is. We'll take her out. And then we'll be done. And then, again, I'm going to do my typical thing, and I'm going to do the Oculus next week, which is the other 5-man in this area. So you've got the Nexus, the Oculus, and then I forget the name of the raid that's here. But I am not going to do the raid now, or attempt the raid. I'm saving all the raids for the end. I'm going to go through all the 5-mans first, and then I will go back through and attempt the various raids, starting with the Utgard Pinnacle one. I believe there's a raid there, and then attempting this one, and then I will keep attempting them at a 10-man size raid until I run into a problem. Oh yeah, so I can't attack the dragon yet. She's also in stasis. I have to activate these orbs, which will then take her out of stasis, and then we can fight. Yep, there she is. And I don't even bother trying to stand still and stuff, or to move, because you had to keep kind of jumping, running, and stuff while you're attacking her and things. Even the tank, I think, had to constantly be on the move, and you couldn't stand still and stuff, but obviously not a problem. Alright, so that takes care of all of the bosses in the Nexus. So yeah, let me know if you'd rather see me come back and, well, I'm not going to come back and do this one again, but to play with my paladin, so that there's quests and stuff, so you can see the quest parts. So I may or may not start doing that once she's on level 90. But I hope you enjoyed this episode. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Share it if you feel it's shareable, and subscribe if you haven't yet. I'd appreciate the subscription. And until next week, take care. Bye-bye.